In off-season visitors from places like Canada, and the executive director from the Naples Marco Island Everglades Convention and Visitors Bureau says that the numbers are down, but they're now doing what they can to bring that tourism back.
If you look at UK and Germany, that was about 309,000 annual visitors. Last year we only had 56,000, but we were actually marketing with that mindset of you love Florida. You love it in the winter, it is just as good and viable in the summer.
So both Collier County and Lee County say that they're going to do what they can to see that increase as quickly as possible, especially with those vaccine travel restrictions now being lifted. But when we talk a little bit more about what we're seeing and when we should see it, they say primarily they're hoping to kind of fixate things on their beaches, although that's still after Hurricane Ian. They're still hoping that that will bring people into the counties and hopefully be able to see that international travel from places like Canada and Europe hopefully very soon. We'll have more for you guys, even speaking with some of the travelers here at RSW about what they think about the travel restrictions now being lifted. For now, live here in RSW, John Barron, Fox 4.
And John, the end of the federal emergency will have other impacts as well. Take a look at your screen. Starting today, federal employees will no longer have to be vaccinated. That includes people who work for Head Start and healthcare workers who work at a Medicare or Medicaid certified facility. Free at-home tests will no longer be available for most people, and free COVID vaccines will eventually go away for many people without insurance, though the government says it has enough supply to get through the fall.
Governor Ron DeSantis signed a bill that bans schools from requiring a mask or vaccination against COVID-19. The bill he signed yesterday makes laws that were passed in 2021 and were scheduled to expire in June permanent. The new law also applies to businesses.
Another pandemic-era rule ended this morning. Title 42 is no longer in place, which means the government can't turn migrants away as quickly as it has the last 3 years. And because of it, as many as 10,000 migrants are waiting at the border right now. Austin Gravich from our Scripps station, KGTV in San Diego, met some volunteers who are trying to help those people while they wait.
Comida. No comida.
Migrants tell us they're hungry. Some have been here for days, others just a matter of hours.
Volunteers from San Diego are starting to step up to answer the pleas for migrants. They are giving out rice today, and I've been here for almost 2 weeks and can tell you this is the first time I've seen migrants being given a hot meal.
I saw it on the news and I couldn't just sit on my couch.
Denise McEwen is handing out garbage bags and other supplies.
I mean, they have one toilet that's been here for I don't know how long, and it's full, and so these people can't even use the bathroom, and it's inhumane.
The national standards for how people should be treated are not being recognized or met at this point.
Nonprofits like the International Rescue Committee are ramping up resources being sent to the border. Maria Silva tells me it's not just food and water that migrants need, it's accurate information.
I think there's lots of confusion. The uplifting of Title 42 provides the opportunity for smugglers and other non-government actors to unfortunately exploit the populations that we serve.
Immigration experts say the end of Title 42 will actually make it harder for many asylum seekers.
We want to make sure that people are informed as they are embarking in very dangerous journeys.
And we will track the end of Title 42 and what's going on at the border all morning long for you.
Our next half hour, we will show you the journey some migrants make from their homes to the border on what some people call the train of death.
All right, time right now is 7:07, and this morning investigators from Florida to Michigan are working to see if they can connect a gymnastic coach, this guy right here, to any other sexual assaults.
Charlotte County deputies arrested 49-year-old Shannon Guy yesterday on charges from Michigan that he assaulted children as young as 4 years old. Investigators in Michigan say this abuse happened between 2006 and 2008. They say Guy assaulted 5 children and 2 were his gymnastics students.
The Charlotte County Sheriff's Office tells us there are no confirmed abuse cases here in Southwest Florida, but they also say Guy moved away from Michigan in 2010 and has lived in several places since then, so there could be more victims out there.
We do have information to believe us he's lived in other states other than Michigan and Florida, possibly employed in similar roles at gymnastic facilities. if anyone out there would be potentially impacted by some of the trauma like this, we just ask them to come forward.
Important information there. Right now, guy's in the Charlotte County Jail, but he will be moved back to Michigan soon to face 13 charges there.
The Charlotte County Sheriff's Office says a civilian jail clerk had an inappropriate relationship with an inmate and is facing charges this morning. Investigators say staff at the county jail noticed some unusual behavior from one of the clerks, a laundry clerk named Amy Dice. They say she tried to contact an inmate while dropping off laundry. Deputies say staff found a love note and candy in that inmate's laundry. Dice admitted to the relationship, according to investigators, and was arrested for sexual misconduct and introduction of contraband.
We are working to get you some more information about a group of children in a Fort Lauderdale foster home who had to be rushed to the hospital. The Broward County Sheriff's Office says it got a domestic disturbance call yesterday and found 16 children at the home. Deputies say they appear to be in good health, but at least 10 of them were taken to the hospital as a precaution.
When I came out, I see so many ambulance and all of that, and I was like, what's going on? But I didn't know so many kids was over there. It's a shock to me.
Now, deputies tell us a woman was taken into custody for questioning, but they have not released any other information about her.
All right, now to an update on the brush fire burning right now in the Big Cypress National Preserve. The Sandy fire has grown to more than 15,000 acres, and as of this morning, it is still only 30% contained. Now, fire crews say they've started phase 2 of the evacuation plan. That means people with any pre-existing conditions are encouraged to leave. They say one home has already evacuated. Firefighters say lightning sparked this fire nearly 2 weeks ago, and they hope to have it fully contained by next Thursday. This morning, the driver of a tow truck that crashed into a Cape Coral home says he had a seizure and lost control of the truck, and that's what led to this situation here. This happened on Southwest Chiquita Boulevard earlier this week. That driver is out of the hospital this morning and recovering at home. He also told Fox 4 he's been in contact with the homeowners who are now displaced because of all of the damage. Fort Myers police say they now have 4 people in custody for a shooting that hurt one person earlier this week. You see them right here on your screen. This happened near Edison Avenue and Paldo Street. Ashante Powell, Thomas Clark, Anthony Abrams, and Antoine Howard are all facing felony charges, including conspiracy to commit robbery. Police say the man who was shot is in stable condition this morning.
Well, Southwest Florida, we are starting off beautifully this morning. Plenty of sunshine. We'll see that mix of sun and clouds into your lunch hour, but we have a chance to see a couple of isolated storms this afternoon and a very similar forecast into your Mother's Day weekend. We'll talk about all of that. That's coming up in your full forecast.
I'm John Matteries. Phishing emails and scam phone calls are about to get a lot worse thanks to AI technology. I'll show you what to watch for coming up.
All right, but first, let's get a quick check of your traffic hotspots.
No matter how you've been hurt, in a car accident, on the job, or from a medical mistake, it doesn't matter. Life goes on. How that life goes on is where we come in. Farah and Farah.
At 7:15, here's a look at the top stories we're tracking for you. Pilots at Southwest Airlines voted to authorize a strike. The Southwest Airlines Pilot Association says 98% of its members voted. The union is pushing for pay increases. A federal law makes it difficult for airline unions to strike, though, and Southwest says travelers should not be worried. In a statement, the company said it is staffed and ready to handle all the summer travelers. Republican presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy proposed raising the legal age to vote to 25 years old. His campaign team says his proposal would still allow 18-year-olds to vote if they met a national service requirement. The move may reflect the fact that younger voters are turning away from the Republican Party. His plan would require a change to the Constitution. And cancer treatments are among the top 5 most affected by current drug shortages in the United States. And that includes about 24 different chemotherapy drugs for a broad range of cancers. The University of Utah says there were more than 300 drugs with an active shortage at the end of March.
The so-called grandparent scam is getting more sophisticated with the help of artificial intelligence.
Consumer reporter John Matteries got a first-hand look at how AI tools are being used to trick people so you don't waste your money.
Think you have a good grasp of what a phishing email looks like or a phishing call sounds like?
Don't be so sure. New technology makes it a lot easier to mimic a person you know.
You may have heard of scammers trying to impersonate a close relative, making it sound like there's a crisis to get their money. Now, with help from AI, fooling parents and grandparents is easier than ever.
This is a test. This is only a test.
That's my voice, but I didn't record those words.
With as little as 3 seconds of audio, you can clone someone's voice.
Dave Hatter of Intrust IT Security recorded me reading a simple line of text.
Once upon a time, the king's youngest son.
He then typed a common phrase you'd hear from a scammer and had my voice say it.
Hi, Grandma. It's John calling. I need your help.
It's not perfect, but to your 90-year-old grandmother.
If I got a voicemail from you, quote unquote, John, that sounded that good, I would assume it was you talking to me.
Pete Nicoletti with the cybersecurity firm Checkpoint says a scammer only needs a snippet of video from social media.
So they can download a speech that you gave. If you have a LinkedIn profile that, you did something in public.
AI is also making it harder to spot phishing emails. He says AI tools clean up the grammar and spelling errors that typically help you spot a scam.
It lowers the bar for criminals to create phishing emails in mass.
So the next time you get a call or message from a loved one,
you just assume, well, it must be them. It sounds so much like them.
Make sure it's really them by calling or texting them directly so you don't waste your money. I'm John Matarese.
All right, 7:18 is the time right now. An important weekend. Mother's Day is on Sunday, so we need some great weather.
That's right. So let's go ahead and bring in Lauren, who's in for Trent this morning to talk about the forecast for today. No pressure.